Outlast is a first-person survival horror video game developed and published by Red Barrels and the first installment in the Outlast series. It was released on September 4, 2013 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 on February 4, 2014 and for Xbox One on June 18, 2014. Outlast, Whistleblower, a direct prequel and finale to the game, was released as downloadable content on May 6, 2014 for PS4 and PC, and on June 19, 2014 for Xbox One. Following the game's overall success, the developers started working on its sequel, Outlast 2, which was released on April 25, 2017. Outlast was met with mostly positive reviews from critics. At Metacritic, the PC version holds an 80/100, and PS4 version of game holds an 78/100, with praise stemming primarily from its horror elements and gameplay while being criticized for its environments and character modeling. It has been received with a number of accolades and awards from E3 2013, including the Most Likely to Make You Faint honor, and one of Best of E3. Outlast is a survival horror game. In order to survive, the player must either run or hide from enemies. Combat is not possible and attempts to confront an enemy will result in death. Players can hide in lockers and under beds. However, enemies will look for them in these areas, so care must be taken. When running, the player can look back at their pursuer. Closing doors will impede enemies and squeezing through small spaces can lose them. The only item players will have equipped is a camcorder. The camcorder is battery operated and includes night vision, which is used to navigate through dark areas. Having the camcorder on helps to record events and put notes in the player's notebook. Batteries need to be collected throughout the game to keep the camcorder's night vision working. The story unravels through documents that can be found in various locations. They appear as blue folders with confidential stamped on the front. Miles Upshur, a freelance journalist, receives a tip-off from an anonymous source about Mount Massive Asylum, a psychiatric hospital owned and operated by the Murkoff Corporation. Upon gaining entry to the asylum, he finds the bodies of the asylum's staff strewn about the hallways, and the now-escaped inmates, known as the Variants, roaming the grounds. Progressing through the upper dormitories, he encounters an impaled tactical officer, who in his dying moments tells the journalist to get out of the asylum while he still can. Exiting the dormitories, Upshur is attacked by a powerful inmate named Chris Walker, who throws him through a window and down to the atrium. Upon regaining consciousness, he encounters Father Martin, an inmate who believes he is a priest. Martin says Upshur was sent by God to be a witness to his cult and has to stay in the asylum, and then departs as Upshur passes out again. Awakening, Upshur starts his attempt to find a way out of the building, while avoiding attacks from Walker and the other inmates. However, as he attempts to unlock the main doors from security control, he is ambushed and sedated by Martin, who again states that he must remain at the asylum and witness the events. There, Martin shows him footage of the asylum's security forces being slaughtered by a mysterious, seemingly supernatural entity known as the Walrider before transporting a now unconscious Upshur to the asylum's holding cells. Upshur is forced to work his way upwards through the sewers after encountering a pair of inmates, the twins, who express a desire to kill and eat him. However, the duo abstain from attacking for the moment, as Martin has asked them not to harm the journalist. Upshur makes his way through the sewers, while avoiding attacks from hostile inmates, finally reaching the asylum's showers. While attempting to escape through the showers, however, he is attacked yet again by Walker, and escapes through the vents. Progressing further through the building, Upshur is soon chased into a corner by several inmates, but escapes through a dumbwaiter, only to be captured by one of the asylum's psychotic inmates fashioning himself as a doctor, Richard Tridger, who collects body parts from other patients. Tridger imprisons Upshur, strapping him to a wheelchair, and slices off 2 of his fingers using a large pair of shears. Upshur manages to escape and a chase ensues, followed by a struggle when Tridger breaks into the moving elevator, but Upshur pushes him out, causing Tridger to become stuck between the elevator's gates and is ultimately crushed between floors. Encountering Martin again, Upshur exits onto the asylum grounds, but he is chased back inside by the Walrider, revealed to be a ghost-like being which Upshur can only see with the naked eye and while using his camera's night vision. He is forced to circumnavigate the ruined stairway to access different floors of the building by following a trail of blood Martin left for him to follow. Upshur finally locates Martin in the asylum's chapel to witness the latter's death, self-immolation on a crucifix, before taking the now-repaired primary elevator down. Martin tricks Upshur, however, and instead of taking him to the exit, the elevator takes him to an underground military facility beneath the asylum. While searching for an exit, Upshur is chased by the Walrider and finds Walker on the other side of a door he runs through, who incapacitates him. However, before Walker can kill the journalist, the Walrider attacks and brutally kills the inmate before leaving. Upshur proceeds into the facility and meets Dr. Wernick, originally believed to be dead, the scientist in charge of the entire experiment known as Project Walrider. Wernick explains that the Walrider is the result of nanotechnology experiments conducted on an inmate called Billy Hope, and that the Walrider is controlled by Hope. Wernick orders Upshur to find Hope in the laboratory and kill him by shutting off his life support system, thus killing the Walrider. After accomplishing this task, Upshur is caught by the Walrider, who brutally beats and possesses him. Limping towards the exit, he is confronted by Wernick, who is accompanied by several armed guards who repeatedly shoot Upshur. As Upshur collapses to the floor, the screen fades to black and Wernick's voice is heard as he realizes Upshur has become the Walrider's new host. Panicked gunfire, screams and mauling sounds are then heard briefly before the credits roll. Outlast originally had a standard difficulty. After a few updates, the game features 4 standard difficulties: normal, hard, nightmare and insane. When playing on the regular difficulty, enemies are less aware of the player's whereabouts. As the difficulty increases, the door shut sound becomes louder, the variants become stronger and wiser, being able to kill Miles very easily, requiring fewer hits, and making it difficult for the player to hide, as they thoroughly search rooms and various hiding spots. In addition to all of the previously mentioned disadvantages, the Nightmare difficulty limits the player to a maximum capacity of only 2 batteries. The Insane difficulty has no checkpoints, meaning that if the player dies, they will lose all of their progress and be forced to start from the beginning of the game. I hope that you enjoyed the video and remember to subscribe and like this video.